Hey, what's up? Welcome back to The Wrong Mindset. So today we're taking a look at how U.S. student loans became a $1.6 trillion crisis. And I'll leave a link to this one in the description. So I think with student loans, it's crazy how it got to this point and how colleges were allowed to just hike up their prices to a point where it's just a business now, right? They don't really need the money. They have these endowments that are just crazy. And it's also really important to take a look at and really think about the reason that you're going to college. If it's something that is really going to pay off, if it's just experience, or it's just what everybody does, or if it's something that's really going to help you out. Now you have to really think about that, because college is no joke. It'll mess you up financially, give you the worst head start ever if you're going in for the wrong reason. So let's take a look at this video and see what happened.
Millions of Americans have one thing in common: a crippling amount of student debt. As of 2012, Americans owed over $1 trillion in student debt. And as of June 2020, that total surpassed $1.6 trillion.
So it is significant. This is the first time in our nation's history that we've ever held this much in student loan.
One of the most talked about side effects of the student debt crisis is how it's forcing borrowers to delay traditional markers of adulthood. One survey found that 21% of borrowers had delayed getting married, 26% had pushed back having kids, and 36% had put off buying a home.
Yeah, dude, besides, this crazy debt that you have and, letting these colleges turn these things into a business, right? Milking everybody, and the whole the whole economics around it, right? With your housing, with the food, with just everything that has to do with college. It's like big business. So with it getting to this point, it's also messing up the future, right? These kids that come out with so much debt, they're just paying this off their whole lives. And now they have to delay everything, if they wanted to get a house or invest in real estate or invest in anything, they're kind of screwed. They're stuck.
Advancements in technology, especially automation, is making it harder to earn a living wage without some type of college degree. Today, college graduates earn 80% more than those with just a high school diploma. College is more expensive and...
Damn. So that gap between college and no college is a lot. 80%. That's no joke. That's... Dang. So you're kind of screwed either way. But I will say that a lot of times, especially in technology, or if you're talking about like software development, or in a lot of areas, if that's really what you want to do, you want to make that money and you really wanted that, you don't even need to go to college these days. Like a lot of times you could just go online and just learn everything you need to learn, or just a boot camp, and then you go out there and do something with it, right? You spend day and night just working on it, showing some passion. I think you'll get hired anyways.
Do they risk going into crippling debt at the beginning of their adult lives in the hope that their investment turns into a career and financial stability? So what are students to do? And how...
All right, so off the bat, you gotta do your math. What are you trying to get into? If you don't know, don't go. But if you know it's gonna be in a certain area, then you better do the math. You better do your research. Is it gonna be something that will pay the bills? So if you do the math, if it's something that, okay, I'll get paid this much entry level, and then after like 3 years, I'll get paid this much, and that amount is going to cover your student loans in like a year or 2 or 3, then maybe, right? You could take a hard look at that, and then, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But if it's something where, okay, you come out, you might or might not even get a job in that area, and then it's going to take you like 6 to 10 plus years to pay that off. I would say that's a no.
Recession, bad recession.
And another.
In the coronavirus pandemic, the economic fallout of the pandemic.
We're in the middle of a pandemic. We're trying to figure out another stimulus package.
Between mid-March and June of 2020, over 42.6 million Americans filed for unemployment. And as of February, the U.S. economy officially entered an economic recession.
Holy moly. It's rough for people just trying to get their life started now. If you're just, in the middle of college, just coming out, like, oh my gosh, you got stuck with some debt probably, and you're going into a crazy pandemic recession where like there's so many people that are unemployed. And in this, hopefully you got some good support systems where, okay, bank of mom and dad can cover for a little bit. Otherwise, if you're just like, okay, you gotta get your life started, get kicked out already, right? It's gonna be tough. Hopefully you had a job, because otherwise I don't think you're getting unemployment. What are you getting? You're gonna be like homeless.
In 1981, Ronald Reagan took office and began cutting federal higher education funding programs. College costs boomed. The college board.
Oh man, interesting. I didn't know that. In the 80s, that's when they cut those subsidies. Man, like every chance people get, they cut education. And when you cut the funding for education, that kind of led to this whole mess. Man, this is crazy, because they got no problem with defense budgets, right? Defense spending. They'll spend more and more and more and more every year, going crazy with that, but then they'll cut education over and over again. I don't know what the idea is behind that. When you cut education, you're just going to mess up the future.
In the early 2000s, the Bush administration facilitated the growth of for-profit colleges. From 2000 to 2010, enrollment in private for-profit institutions increased by 329%. Then, in December 2007, the Great Recession hit.
Yeah, all those for-profit schools, I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with that. I don't know a lot of people that I work with that came out of those schools. So I don't know if that was the best solution. I don't think so, because I think a lot of those turned into be scams.
The decisions of the past are having a significant impact on borrowers today.
$1.6 trillion. That's, a significant fraction of our $20 trillion GDP. That's how much we produce for the country per year.
Smith says that today, the average household with student debt owes about $48,000 in student loans.
Right, if every household on average has that much in student loan debt, they are pretty screwed. If they try to do anything, that student loan debt is going to be looming right behind them forever, unless they are making like bucks that they can pay it off.
And according to the American Association of University Women, women hold roughly 2/3 of all student debt in the nation. As of 2019, women hold almost $929 billion in outstanding student debt.
And a woman with a bachelor's degree would make on average what a man with an associate's degree makes. So in terms of repayment of those loans, you have women who are taking out higher and higher loans, and their ability to repay.
Man, so 2/3 of the debt is on women. And I'm just thinking, dude, if this is going on, and this is going to affect even when they get into relationships, right? Like I met a girl, she has like $100K of student loan debt. Like I'd be a little nervous. I'd be, okay, let me think about this one. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, that would impact the relationships and stuff even more, right? This is crazy stuff. I'm just trying to think, if both people are coming in with student loan debt, a lot of it, like, how are they going to do anything?
And mostly that manifests itself as the kind of job, the career path they're going to seek after graduation.
I always wanted to pursue like pre-med and stuff like that.
I'm going to be doing investment banking.
Mostly high paying, we're talking Wall Street consulting.
They are super artistic and creative people, and they would love to pursue those pathways, but because of their income or because of the way that they've grown up, they are choosing like STEM fields.
I don't want to be in debt for all of my life, and the tuition here could definitely make that possible.
People are horrified about the possibility of not landing a job, not landing an internship, because if you don't land on your feet coming right out of it, what do you do?
Dude, in my day, you could come out without like a real solid game plan. I could come out, you know what, just kind of wing it and just see what happens, and I still get something good. But nowadays, I'm sure it's competitive, right? If you're not coming out with some internships and some portfolio, something that shows that you're really savvy off the bat, like I don't know, that margin for error is a lot slimmer. Like you can't really afford to mess up and play around and mess around and just kind of see how it goes.
Actually, the university, in order to like supplement like my income.
Nothing in life comes easy. I think everyone can attest to that.
Get the best job possible to pay off that debt, and that's the best that I can do.
All of this begs the question.
That's all you can think about then. I mean, I guess that's already on everybody's mind, right? They know about that debt, and off the bat, they're thinking of ways where, where they can take care of that first. People can adapt. people are strong. You know, they'll fight it and then they'll figure out a way. But if you really want to make it, I guess, and really want to go to school, then you'll find ways to go and then find ways to pay it off. But you got to be really diligent now. There's no room for error. You got to know exactly what you want to do. You know it's going to pay.
Today, we've shifted the risk from society directly to the student. And that's not a narrative that just has to do with bad actors and good actors. It in many ways is a societal choice we've made. And in that sense, we all have to answer for it.
You know, how do you expect an 18-year-old to know what the heck's going on, first of all? And even if they did know what's going on, it doesn't matter. That system is not in their favor. It's set up to mess them up. Like, you got to pay to play. So it's tough to just blame or pinpoint on one thing. So I know that. So, but basically for this problem, I mean, I think you really got to rethink it. If you're thinking about college, you got to rethink if that's really the right path for you. If you're not really sure, you really don't even know what you want to do, you may at least go to like 2-year like city college or community college, something first, because forget it. You don't even really have to go to those four-year colleges for all 4 years. Go the first 2 community, then the last 2, yeah, get your degree. You still get the degree, same thing. So that's one way. And then also, if you have to go, then yeah, just go and then come out, and then you got to go gung-ho and pay that stuff off. So, all right, so that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.